The number one dumbest and most stupidest question you can ever ask a woman you like. And I will tell you, as a professional dating coach, as a professional pickup artist who's taken hundreds of students out, actually thousands, 99% of men ask women this question. It just boggles my mind that they still do this to this very day in 2025. They still ask women this one question, and guess what? They get rejected 99% of the time. And that one question is that these guys ask women that they like is, do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a boyfriend? What do you think the girl's gonna say? What does she say most of the time when you guys ask that girl the question? She says yes. And you know what? Half the time, she's lying. The other half, she's telling the truth. But regardless, what I've learned is it doesn't even matter. Okay, because if the girl has a boyfriend and she doesn't want to tell you about him, she's not going to tell you about him. And if the girl does have a boyfriend and she wants to tell you about him, she will tell you about him, mostly to just get rid of you. Usually when I hear a guy ask a girl if she has a boyfriend, I know exactly how good his game is. His game is terrible. It sucks. He has no game, because only guys who don't have game ask women that type of question. Do you have a boyfriend? It's like somebody who's never done sales, right? And then you go have them sell cars, and then a customer walks on the lot, and then they go, "Do you want to buy a car? You want to buy a car today?" How does that come off to the customer? They're turned off. Even if they did want to buy a car today, they don't want to buy a car anymore. Not from you. So that's not how this works. Never, ever, 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 under any circumstance, ever ask the girl if she has a boyfriend. Because if she wants you to know, she will tell you. At some point in the conversation, it will come out naturally. This is not how you pick up girls. Okay, and I know for a fact, because I've dated a lot of beautiful women, the number of guys, that is the number one question they would get. It was when they're out and I'm not with them, they're just out walking or whatever, without fail, right? Because I would always tell them, tell me about the guys who've picked you up, because I always like to hear their stories. I think it's amusing. And I was never surprised, right? Oh yeah, some guy tried to, two guys tried to pick me up. They asked me the same thing. I was like, let me guess. Do you have a boyfriend? Yeah. Like, what did you say? Yes, I have a boyfriend, of course. And I'm like, okay, even when you didn't have a boyfriend, what did you tell these guys? They'd be like, yeah, I would just lie and just say I had a boyfriend just so they would leave me alone. And that is the number one objection you will get from girls. Initially, even if they like you, right? I've had a number of girls, even if they like me, they'll throw that out just as like an auto response. It's almost hardwired in a hot girl to just auto respond and say she has a boyfriend to get rid of you, or at least to subconsciously test you to see how you'll react to that. And usually if you have the right response for that, it will throw the girl off, right? I've gotten a lot of my students girlfriends from just teaching them how to override and overcome this boyfriend objection, whether the girl has a boyfriend or not. And really the correct response to this, in case, I did answer this question here on my 33 Secrets channel. If the girl does throw out the boyfriend objection, again, half the time she's lying, half the time she's not. Regardless, it doesn't matter to me. If she throws out the boyfriend rejection, the response to that isn't, oh, okay, sorry to bother you, goodbye, have a nice day. No, the response to that is, does he let you have guy friends? That's all you have to say. Does he let you have guy friends? It will throw her off, and she'll think about it, and she'll be like, actually, yeah, that's okay. We can be friends. Because when you ask a girl, you have to think about it from a hot girl's point of view. When you ask a girl that you don't even know, do you have a boyfriend? You might as well just ask her, do you want to have sex? Because that's what it's translating to in her mind. Do you have a boyfriend? Do you want to have sex with me? That's what it's translating to. That's why it's such a terrible opener. It does not qualify as a direct opener, by the way. As I've taught you guys in previous videos, there's two methods of cold approaching a girl. There's direct and there's indirect. That's it. Those are the only two. And you never mix the two, by the way. But when you go direct on a girl, you're usually saying something like, hey, I saw you standing over there. I thought you were cute. I wanted to come over and say hi. What's your name? My name's Matt. Right? You're at least engaging in a conversation with her. But standing there, as she walks by and going, do you have a boyfriend, is not engaging in conversation. Okay, you're trying to get a sale without having to do any work. And usually like I said, it's guys with very piss poor game that do this, right? And no fault to them, because I've had a number of students who've gone through my programs. I've taken out a boot camp to use this opener, and they wonder why they were so unsuccessful. And it wasn't until they got my programs and then, I started taking them out, they saw like how foolish it is to just say something like that, right? It's the equivalent of the guy in the bar who sends a drink over to a girl. That's the equivalent of that. Okay? And for the record, there's two things I've never done in my life. I've never once asked a girl, do you have a boyfriend? And I've never once bought a girl a drink in a bar that I don't know, okay, that I don't know, like a stranger. I don't do that, right? Because, again, this is very low value, desperado, pathetic chump behavior. That is not how you get a girl attracted to you. A lot of girls will take the free drink from you. Sure, you want to be used? They'll take the drink. And I don't blame them. And the sad thing is, a lot of these guys who've done this are not bad looking guys. It's not like they're totally pathetic or anything. They're decent looking dudes. I've seen do stuff like this. I'm like, dude, you don't have to resort to this. You should value yourself more. You should have a little more pride, a little more self-dignity. That is the dumbest question you could ever ask a girl, is if she has a boyfriend. However, if I do see a wedding ring, engagement ring on the girl's finger, I back off. I don't care how attracted I am to the girl. I back off. I don't mess with that. Have I done them before? Yes. And I regret what I've done, right? I regret using pickup for evil. I don't do that anymore because I'm older, I'm wiser, I've gotten closer to my faith. I don't like doing stuff like that. Any kind of wedding ring, engagement ring, it's hands off, because there are plenty of girls out there, plenty of targets. However, boyfriend, girlfriend, 99.9% of those do not go anywhere, especially in today's culture. Those relationships go nowhere. Most people, they just end up breaking up. These things don't work out. When you find a good woman, these guys, they don't wait, right? Especially if she's a good girl. She'll get a ring really fast. Somebody will put a ring on it, right? But the women who are just kind of philandering out there, no ring on their finger, forever single, if it's not you, it's going to be somebody else, okay? So until somebody wifes her up, it's open season, as far as I'm concerned. This is really why the boyfriend thing doesn't matter either way, because most women are not going to tell you because they're trying to be altruistic and loyal to their boyfriends. Some will, because they're loyal to their boyfriends. Others will just use it as an excuse to get rid of you, as I've been saying. The ones that do have boyfriends that they're loyal to, she's going to let you know. She's going to be like, no, I don't go there. And I've come across those girls too. They're just like, I'm not going to do it. I'm with him and I like him a lot and I want to build something with him. I'm like, okay, I'll let that go. That's fine. I get it, right? But that's not most women. Most women, going to throw that out there because you're asking her, right? You're asking her a yes/no question. Again, it's like you being on a car lot going, hey, do you want to buy a car? That's easy. No, leave me alone. And then they go to another salesman. Simple as that, right? But in any case, that is the dumbest question you can ever ask a woman you like. You will get rejected 99% of the time. I guarantee it. Even if the girl likes you, the fact that you ask something like that tells her that you don't have many other options, because this is not how a man who has options, this is not the type of question that type of man would ask to a woman. Does that make sense? You're basically handing your power over to the girl. You're letting her know, like, hey, I want to be your boyfriend if you don't have one. What do you think she's going to say? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you. No, because that makes her desperate too. And you would never value that chick, even if she was like, yeah, let's go, which never happens, by the way. So stop asking girls this question. It's a dumb question. It makes you look like an idiot, and it's very low value. It's very beta. It's very amateur. So if you guys want to learn how to do proper pickup, just get in my program, 7 Months of Mastery, below. Click that link. It's only $1 for the entire first month. So take advantage of it, and you'll be learning from one of the best in the world. Okay, until next time, this is M, and I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.